live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all for so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, not a great game. Look, I expressed my concerns yesterday. Made a video earlier today. Even that, my concerns about the Lakers defense, right? I've expressed them pretty much all season. I'm going to do a more what I think the issue is in depth tomorrow. I'm going to have a video about that, but got a lot of comments in those videos about like, oh, you're overreacting to one game and this, that, and the other. But like I said, we're going to find out in the Orlando game. Guess what? We just found out in the Orlando game. If the Lakers didn't get 20 turnovers in the first half, Lakers get blown out. Like this was another, I mean, they already got smacked, but I mean, this would have been another Bulls game. Lakers, free throws kept them in the game, if we're being honest, right? And again, the jury is out, right? Teams know you're aggressive on the interior, you push the pace, and you are just aggressive and physical on the inside, right? I mean, this team, don't get me wrong, shot threes, hit threes, but when teams are able to, Lakers pack the paint, right? And Orlando was getting shots. It was able to hit some shots. Why did the Lakers pack the paint? Because of their size, right? Banchero, Carter Jr., right? Like you got these guys that are interior presence on the inside. And same thing with Chicago. Chicago's got multiple interior presence. And you see these teams basically are Chicago, every opportunity they had, they were pushing the pace. Orlando was pushing the pace and getting the ball ahead, right? They had several disadvantage situations. LeBron's crying to the refs on a couple of those. Luka's crying to the refs on a couple of those. And we're having mismatch advantages all over the floor. And teams are just capitalizing on it, right? Now, one of the things that I did say is that come playoff time, some of that stuff won't be as impactful, right? Teams aren't going to be able to push the pace as much as they did in the regular season. The pace slows down. Physicality becomes more of a thing, but that's also not good for the Lakers, right? When the Lakers had Anthony Davis, teams weren't able to apply the rim pressure and be able to apply the interior pressure that you're seeing teams starting to do now, right? It was a lot of perimeter stuff, and we were struggling out on the perimeter to defend guys. And then you got Jared Vanderbilt back. Jordan Goodwin became, a quality piece for us. And then Gabe Vincent, emerged and actually became a legit two-way guy. And all of a sudden, we were really good defending the perimeter. Well, then you end up losing Anthony Davis, and it's like, oh, well, now it's a free lane to the basket. And we have to work twice as hard to protect the paint and defend the interior. Why? Because you don't have a guy like Anthony Davis to protect the inside, to where it's like, hey, you guys can worry about the outside, we'll worry about the inside. And teams are, again, they're taking notice. That's why I said, like, teams took notes. I was like, hey, I'm pretty confident Orlando's going to try to do a lot of the same stuff that Chicago did. And guess what Orlando did? A lot of the same stuff that Chicago did. And you're going to see a lot of these other teams do that. And that's where my concern lies. That's why I'm worried about the defense. People like, oh, it's just one game. No, it's the disadvantages we have all over the court, right? You have Luka, you have Reeves, you have LeBron, right? You have Jackson Hayes, you have Rui Hachimura, right? Like you have these disadvantages all over the place, and teams are targeting. Early on, they were trying to target Luka, and then they were targeting Reeves. They're trying to find the holes. Rui's on the court. They're targeting Rui, right? Like because they know, like, hey, we can get what we want where we want to get it because they don't have that big rim deterrent, that big rim pressure guy. And it's of concern. There's 2 games now. And this isn't the only 2 games, but Lakers offense has been really good the last few games. Lakers offenses have had some struggles recently, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it all translate against some of these teams recently. And it's becoming an issue, and it's a concern. It's a concern I had. I talked about this last year, right? Like when the defense, when it's great and you're scoring and guys are hitting shots and the offense is cooking, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it looks good, right? But what happens when the offense starts to stumble a little bit? What happens when you only have 80 points through 3 quarters? Are you going to be able to hold your own more? No, and the Lakers just can't, right? And that's where the problem is. That's where the problem lies. And that's where my concern is, particularly come playoff time. Now, Lakers did a better job of taking care of the basketball this game, and they didn't give up 140, but still, you score 106 points, and they scored 118. right? You had what turnovers? They had 10 turnovers, which is, half of what they had last night, which is lucky. But you look at like the Magic, they had 8, right? 3-point shooting, right? They were spreading the floor. Guys were hitting shots 37.5%, which wasn't 46% like against Chicago, but still, teams know get shots up. If you hit a couple shots, that forces the Lakers to have to scramble to defend out on the perimeter, and then we can go on the inside where we're going to dominate. And that's essentially what Chicago did, and that's what now Orlando did, and that's what teams are going to do, period. Teams know now, like, oh, how do we beat the Lakers? Oh, you just dominate the interior, put pressure on the exterior, and then just push the pace every opportunity you have. And Lakers are going to have to figure some stuff out. They're going to have to figure out ways to kind of mask that to the best of their ability. It is something of concern, but we'll see. Like I said, it's 2 games. Guys are getting back, but I do have my concerns, and I do think that there may end up needing to be some adjustments at some point as the season progresses, or as we get into the playoffs, even. And that's my issue. Again, Lakers. The question is, can Luka, Reeves, LeBron all coexist on the court at the same time, not just for offensive purposes, but defensively? Right? Like, that's something that the Lakers are going to have to figure some stuff out. Luckily, you have another 11 games or whatever to figure it out, but you're going to need to figure that out, right? And that could develop into a little bit of a dilemma, a little bit of a problem here. But let's get into the box score breakdown, player breakdown, and then I will jump into all the super chat questions. I see the super chats. Thank you so much. Keep trickling those in, and then the regular chat questions we'll get to after. But getting in the game, Dorian Finney-Smith continues to play well, which is a good sign. It's what you want to see. He's been hitting a lot more shots, much more confident. I mean, he said himself that, hey, I need to slow down when I'm shooting. I don't realize at times how open I am with LeBron and Luka on the court, particularly, he's referencing Luka because, Luka and Dorian Finney-Smith have that chemistry. They have that built-in relationship. So he gave you 14 and 7 with 2 steals, was a 5 of 7 from the floor, 4 of 6 from 3. And hopefully he continues. I'm not expecting him to shoot 67% from 3-point range every game, but he has been much better shooting with some confidence, hitting some shots, which you love to see. LeBron James, 9 of 18 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3, 6-7 from the foul line, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers, 24 points. LeBron, he still doesn't have his legs quite there. I mean, he's still explosive. He's still, LeBron. But you can tell, like, some of his shots that he's missed these last 2 games, he's had a couple just, like, gimme shots that he usually knocks down. A couple shots that he's taken that you clearly see him not get the lift in the air necessary to knock down that shot. So I imagine as he starts, I mean, look, he shot 50% from the floor. That's not bad. But, this is a guy that I expect to kind of get his legs back under him in the coming days and be much better. Jackson Hayes, 2 of 4 from the floor, 4 rebounds. Again, only played 18 minutes, but again, he doesn't give you that interior size, that interior presence that can really be a major significant deterrent on the inside, and that could be a problem. Austin Reeves had his shooting struggles. He was 7 of 16 from the floor, which is a round up and be nice, 44% from the field. But he was 1 of 6 from 3-point range. Really struggled from 3. But he had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 18 points. Again, solid game, not great, nothing crazy. Luka had his struggles. Now, if you didn't watch the game and you just kind of just look at the box score, you're like, man, Luka did some things out there, right? 32, 7 and 7, right? 1 steal, right? Only 3 turnovers, which is huge. And he did shoot 40% from 3, which is good. But if you watch that game, a lot of just force shots. He was forcing stuff early on. Just a lot of careless, too much. I mean, obviously, look, he's going to be on ball. He's going to ISO. He's going to be ball heavy. But he took a play out of LeBron's playbook sometimes, right? LeBron's been much better, but LeBron is notorious for dribbling out the clock till there's 3 seconds left and then either shooting it or passing it out. Luka kind of fell into that trap a couple times, which can't do. Again, I mean, he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't as good as the box score showed, right? Like if you actually watched the game and you saw Luka this whole game, he had his struggles. He was missing a bunch of gimmies, a bunch of bunnies, easy stuff that he usually knocks down and gets going. I mean, like I said, he shot 39% from the floor. That's not good. 40% from three is good, but again, he was 5 of 13 from the rest of the floor. It's not great. Rui, he getting back into the swing of things, so I'm not going to criticize him too much. I just felt like his minutes, he wasn't really out. Like it felt like he wasn't really out there. I felt like he didn't really provide too much. But second game back from injury, he even talked to himself and said, hey, I'm like 70, 80%. But outside of that, Jared Vanderbilt got in early foul trouble. So he wasn't, literally picked up like 3 fouls in 20 seconds, I think it was. So he wasn't able to be as aggressive as you needed him to be. Gabe Vincent, again, I felt like in his minutes, he wasn't really out there. 0-4 from 3. Connect played 4 minutes and hit his only shot. Would have been nice to maybe get him a couple minutes just to see if maybe he could have gotten something going. I get you're trying to integrate and bring guys in and stuff, but again, just not a good game. Not a game that you really want to write home about. But anyway, let's get into the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions real quick. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So, Michael, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Ready to lose, I'm assuming, to the Pacers. Hallie is going to cook, and Miles Turner is going to bring out Hayes to the perimeter. Pascal Obi is going to bully our injured wings. I definitely have a concern with Indiana. Indiana's been good. I think aren't they on a 4-game win streak right now? They're a team that loves to push the pace and get out, especially with Halliburton. You have multiple guys that are going to be able to, especially Obi Toppin is going to be able to run the floor. You have Nembhard, like these guys. Lakers going to have to figure out how to contain because, again, like these teams, my concern is teams now know, okay, how do we beat the Lakers? Oh, you push the pace, you dominate the interior because they lack the size on the interior, and you hit the occasional three, and you're going to be able to spread them out enough to punish them on the inside. And that's what that's what Orlando did, right? They were able to hit a couple of shots early, move the ball, get the ball on the inside, play an inside-out game. The Lakers are going to collapse on the inside because they don't have the size to match up, so then they have to collapse, and it's an easy kick out to shooters. Right. And that's something that I do have concerns with. That's something that I'm genuinely worried about with this Lakers team. Something that I'm worried about as we continue to progress throughout this season and then once we get to the playoffs. But appreciate you, Michael. Seriously. Thank you. Stakes coming out, $2 super chat. AR needs to come off the bench. Terrible defense. I am not against that. So I made a list of like 3 or 4 videos I want to make as I in the next day or two. Leading into the next game against the Pacers. And that's actually one of the things that I have on the list that, do you inject some defense into the starting unit and let Luka and LeBron kind of do their thing? That way you can kind of scatter. So like LeBron goes to the bench, Reeves comes in, right? And then you have, Luka go to the bench and then LeBron comes back in. And then that way you can always have like Reeves and Luka, Reeves and LeBron, and then see how that kind of weathers. I don't think that that's something that's going to happen because Reeves has been so good. It's hard to justify like, hey, buddy, like we're going to have you go to the bench now and be the 6th man. But it might have to be something that you have no choice to do. And it has nothing to do with Reeves, not being good or anything. It's just, can him and Luka coexist as your primary backcourt? I've seen a lot of people talk about, Kyrie and Luka, Dallas was able to do it. Dallas also had Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, who are, above average defensive interior present guys. Also, Daniel Gafford is like, what is he, like 7 feet? He's like 245, 250, right? So he's got some good size on the interior. You also had PJ Washington, who just became a defensive anchor for the Dallas Mavericks. And then you had Derek Jones Jr., who was like one of the premier 3-and-D guys last year, like literally, right? So it's very different when you have the guys that could mask those two, right? Lakers don't have they do, but are you really going to play them over Reeves? Oh, that's the concern. That's the question mark. But appreciate Stakes. And then Coswin. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's tough, man. I mean, look, there's always like, look, you could argue if you want like inverse take, right? Lakers played a bunch of games coming off of back to backs. They're just getting everyone back in and integrating all of it, right? Things take time. You gotta kind of ease into things, get back into the flow of things, and hopefully within the next game or two, the Lakers can start looking like themselves again. Again, it's something that I have genuine concern with. It's something that I have genuine worries about because I don't know if the Lakers, um, I don't know if they have this. I don't know if they'll do what's necessary, in my opinion, to fix it. Now, look, my opinion, I'm not saying is always accurate. Maybe the Lakers are able to make some key adjustments and do stuff, but I worry that Dorian Finney-Smith as your only real defensive threat is going to be a problem, right? That's the issue. That's the concern. But again, I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see how this progresses. We'll see how this team, makes what adjustments are made in the coming days. Look, maybe things turn around and we're looking back and going like, it was just a bad stretch. Those are just a couple bad games. But I worry that this might get out of hand pretty quickly. Again, I'm not worried about them falling into the play-in or anything like that, but I do worry come playoff time that teams kind of, they kind of know how to work the Lakers. But appreciate the super chats. Thank you so much. Getting into the regular chat here. We're snack. Tyler, don't let the numbers fool you. Luka had a terrible game. I wouldn't say terrible, but he wasn't great. Yeah, I talked about that. He lost us the game in the second half. He will improve, but still inefficient currently. I mean, he's had some efficient games. He's had some very inefficient games. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he cost us the game by himself. I mean, the Lakers were just getting bullied the entire game. You can make an argument the only reason the game was close was because of Luka, right? Like genuinely, in the first half, if the Lakers don't take 20 free throws, right, and 10 of those were Luka, right? If that doesn't happen, the Lakers, I mean, that game's probably over at halftime. Right? Like Lakers had the lead, but they were up by 2, and they took 20 free throws. 20 free throws, right? Like, so I mean, again, if you just look at the box score, you think Luka had, a Luka level game, but he didn't. He didn't have he wasn't good. He wasn't bad. I don't think he had a terrible game, but I don't think he had this great game. This team is clearly a piece or two away from true contention. I still think that they have a chance. Like, I still don't think anything's changed as far as like them having a chance, right? Like, I've talked about these concerns from the moment we traded for Luka, right? I still believe that they can win a chip. I wouldn't be surprised, but what have I always said? I wouldn't bet on it, right? It's gonna take Luka and Luka and LeBron being transcendent. If Luka and LeBron are good enough to win you 4 games a series, or at least 3 games a series, I mean, Luka and LeBron by themselves might win you a game, right? So, and then the two of them combined will probably win you a game. And then can you have that game collectively as a team that you win? And now you're advancing each round. But again, the Lakers have a lot of issues, have a lot of holes, a lot of concerns that are going to really need to be addressed, that are definitely concerning. Tyler, LeBron is better than Luka. This game solidifies this. Braun got critical stops on Wagner, except for one play, which all got negated when players blew by Luka. Let me see if I can find the other one. Luka is doing that on D and being inefficient, while LeBron is sacrificing literally everything to make Luka happy. LeBron and AR let Luka take so many freaking shots. It's insane. Well, I mean, that's why he's there, though, is to play like Luka, right? LeBron asked for this since the bubble. Not necessarily Luka, because I'm sure he didn't think he was going to get Luka, but a guy that can take the ball out of his hands, take the pressure off of him. Now, again, it's going to be an adjustment. Right, Luka, like nobody thinks Luka's a great defensive player. He's been serviceable. Like, I mean, the last 2 games he hasn't been, but no one's been really great defensively. LeBron was, which I am glad he's back, and I'm hoping that he can kind of get back in the swing of things on the defensive side of things, because he was even JJ said, I think it was JJ said, we need our vocal leader on the defensive side. He is very impactful to the defensive end because he has to be that anchor now. He has to be that defensive anchor and call the things out, and because you don't have Anthony Davis. But I also have concerns about the personnel that we have, right? And are we going to be able to match up against some of these teams? Gaming coming hot. Tyler, I'm done. Lakers are absolute frauds, and we are nowhere close to contenders. I disagree. I still think we're contenders. I just think we have a lot of concerns. It's just, are we going to be able to mask the things that teams are going to throw at us with? Right? Our team's going to be able to. Our team's going to be able to take advantages of our exploits more than we can take advantage of theirs. Lakers have, from the moment they traded from Luka, all of us were like, okay, they need a center, they need more perimeter help, right? Like they need some interior size, and they just don't have that, right? Like again, Jackson Hayes, I like Jackson Hayes, but I've always said he's not a starting caliber center, right? I understand he had a great run. I understand people love him, but he's not, like, if he's your starter, you're in trouble, as we've seen these last few games, right? And teams are punishing us because of it. I don't think Lakers get swept by anybody in the playoffs. I'm not saying that they'll advance far, but you know, Lakers fall hard after injuries, no chemistry. I think a lot of it too is just the again, teams. Lakers have struggled all season against the athletic young team. I mean, you gotta remember, Orlando beat us in LA, right? Like, we've struggled all season against these athletic, quick, versatile teams. And you know, Orlando has interior size, so does the Chicago Bulls. It's one of the things that I've said I have concerns about the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Because the Memphis Grizzlies, they're a team that can push the pace, but also they have Zach Edey and Triple J, right? Like, so again, I think the Lakers in a 7-game series, you make the adjustments, but I do have concerns, right? I don't know why we playing so bad now, bro. Like I said, it's just a combination. We've struggled against these young athletic teams. I mean, look at all the young teams we played this year, and look at how many we've nearly lost. Even the ones that we've won, we've almost lost. Right? A lot of those games were close and tight. Lakers, like, this isn't something where it's just brand new, right? What's the excuse now? Fully healthy in LeBron, we trust to lose. I don't understand what you're asking. What excuse? What are you talking about? Lakers is doing that on D and being efficient. Sorry, I already got that comment. That was part 2 of the other one. We got to turn things around very, very quickly. Need to start getting some wins. If we keep playing like this, 6-7 seed is not impossible. 6-7 seed is not impossible, but I don't think that they're going to win some games along the way. I'm not worried about them falling into the play-in. I do think the 5th, maybe 6th seed is possible, but I still think the Lakers probably finish 4 or 5. They gotta figure some stuff out. They gotta work some stuff together. Right? Lakers are now on a 3-game losing streak. We're cooked, boys. I don't understand, man. Again, it's just the disadvantages that we have. Lakers play what happened to late night games. I know. We're such an embarrassment. Lakers have no heart or fight. I'm done, man. I'm so done. Season isn't even worth playing. We all know we suck. I'm so embarrassed to be a Laker fan. Lakers will be, like I said, we'll see. Lakers, I think, will still be fine. It's just there's some real concerns. I still think there's some, but these concerns have always been there. I've talked about them for months now. We are playing so bad because nobody gets touch the ball on offense. It's Luka centric, not even LeBron or Reeves. Get the ball. We averaging less than 20 assists a game since Luka got there. Less than 20 assists a game? I don't know about that. Lakers had, 20? What do they have, 23 last game? How many assists do they have this game? They had 19 this game. Yeah, that's not good. But Lakers had a 30 assist game the other day with Luka. Which game was it? Was it the Denver game? Might have been the Denver game. I don't know, one of those games where Luka torched and Lakers still ended up having like 30 assists. It could happen. You're right though. Ball's not moving the way that it should be. That's for certain. Lakers need to do a better job of moving the basketball. Lakers just play no defense at all. It seems that only Dorian Finney-Smith, Vando, and Goodwin can play defense. But Vando and Goodwin only play 12 minutes. Just sucks to see the Lakers like that. They can take the good teams. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, though, is our only defensive guys are the guys that are coming off the bench. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith has started, but can one defensive player be enough to mask everything? We're not making it past first round. I disagree. I think Lakers will be fine. Why isn't Connect playing? Probably because you got Rui and all these other guys back. JJ's trying to figure it out. Let's see, shaking my head. When guys get to run around and touch the ball, aka team offense, they will play harder on defense. Luka refuses unless it's down to 3 seconds to pass the ball. Yeah, I mean that's something that I talked about earlier, right? Lakers or Luka kind of fell into that trap of like, you know, dribbling the ball till there's 3 to 5 seconds left and then passing it out. Um, this season is over. Lakers are the 4 seed and the season's over. Um, let's see what else. Should be worried about the offense, bro. We don't run organized offense. Guys don't touch the ball. They won't play hard on D. It's that simple. I mean, a lot. I mean, I don't think. I mean, the guys that are there to play defense have been playing hard on defense. It's just the liabilities that we have. You know, Vando's still getting after it. Dorian Finney-Smith is still getting after it. Jordan Goodwin is still getting after it. I mean, those guys are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. But when guy like Reeves and Luca and Hayes and all these guys are just getting blown by and we don't have any rim protection. The offense I'm not worried about, especially also you got to keep in mind once you get to the playoffs and the game slows down and it becomes a lot more of a half court game, right? That's why Luca is such a handful come playoffs. That's why Luca's beaten teams that he really had no business beating in the playoffs because the playoffs suit his game so incredibly well. And then same thing with LeBron, all these guys, right? Like again, I'm not overly concerned more than I already was, but it's just there's definitely concerns, right? Like Tyler, it's time for people to just watch. JJ had to resort to letting LeBron guard Wagner and Mancaro, and they had to legit call switches because of how much he locked him up. LeBron James, great defender. Yeah, I mean he's their anchor. He really is. He's their anchor. Luka keeps the ball all the way down till the 5 seconds or less. Yeah, I mean LeBron has that habit too. I mean, how many times have we been in this live stream and talked about that? And I mean, it's even lost us games, and we've talked about that. It's just I don't understand it, but it's. I mean, LeBron and Luka both do it, so there's got to be something to it. Would sweep the damn Magic in the playoffs. I mean, regular season and playoffs are two very different things. But now Anthony Davis to be mentioned. Oh yeah, because he's back. But like regular season and playoffs are two very different things. And also, like I said, the pace and all that stuff. It's not going to be as fast pace as it is in the regular season. Both teams made 15 plus threes. We're not headed for the play-in. I'm not worried about the play-in. I mean, if we fall into the play-in, we'll talk about it. But I don't think that I don't think they're going to fall to the play-in. Let's see. Now I understand what you mean with your Jackson Hayes takes. Usually people come around. I appreciate you being honest about it. A lot of people don't want to admit it. Look, I like Hayes. I've said it. I like Jackson Hayes, but he's not an interior enforcer. He's not what you need on the inside. He is great as a backup, as a floor running, high energy guy that's getting 15 minutes a game, and Luka's going to make him a 10-5 guy in 15 minutes. That's what you're looking for him to do, right? Lakers need that interior presence. They do. They need that interior size, but. Look, I don't just say stuff just to say stuff, right? I'm not talking about you specifically, right? I'm talking in general. Like a lot of people are like, in general, I'll say something and they're like, "Oh, you're an idiot," and then it's like, "Oh, well, damn, okay, I guess he was right." Like it's like I'm not just like pulling stuff out of thin air. Like I'm not just like, "Oh, you know what I think would be an interesting." No, like anything that I say, it has merit. Like it's not just my opinion. Right? Like, yes, I'm giving my opinion based on the situation, but a lot of it is an educated opinion, right? Or I'm giving you an actual fact, right? Like, hey, this is this, and people be like, oh, you're wrong. It's like, how can I be wrong? It's a fact, right? Like, that this is the reality. So, again, like anything I say, if it isn't something that's like rooted in an educated, ground framework, right? I'll tell you. I'll be like, hey, here's a thought that I have. Here's an opinion that I have. Here's a, I always make sure to let you know. But anything in general, I'm basing it on actual like homework, right? Like analysis, breaking down, studying, watching film. Like it's not just me going like, I don't like Jackson Hayes as a starter. No, it's he's not what we need him to be, right? Credit him. He's been great. I've praised him a lot, but he's just not what we need as the interior presence. I wish Braun stayed out. The Reeves and Luka duo worked so well. The only way this team succeeds is if Braun plays off ball and lets Reeves run the offense because Reeves does do better. Problem is that's probably not going to happen unless Reeves goes to the bench. I just don't know if they're going to bench Reeves. Trade for Wemby in the offseason. If only. I get the idea of like, Lakers traded for Lucas and no one's off the board, but I'm not gonna lie, it's probably a little bit of a stretch, right? Like, I am somebody that believes nothing is impossible in the league. No, I mean, I say it all the time, right? Like, don't be surprised something happens. But Wemby's probably like the only true untouchable in the entire NBA, right? He's literally the only true. Like Jokic is untouchable, but it's because of his ties to Denver and stuff like that. Like, there's really like Wemby's the only like true untouchable. Matchup hunting for AR is going to get us in the playoffs. That Luka too. They're going to match Luka too, which is why we're going to have to find ways to kind of mask it to the best of our ability. AR, LeBron, and Luka traffic cones. Let's see. Reeves can't start with LeBron back. I agree. I think that they need him to the bench. Not gonna lie, Braun got to go. This team as a unit, plays so much better with Luka and Reeves in the ball. I think you could still have that. You just gotta have the better balance. Hey Tyler, I agree. Well, thank you, Roy. Appreciate you. Trade Rui and Maxey probably in the offseason. Let's see. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you being here. Perimeter defense is laughable. You're not wrong. They can coexist if they have two other strong defenders on the court. That's the problem, is that you don't have that interior defense, and then you only have one perimeter defense, right? So either A, you need to. I mean, the only real fix that I see is you put Reeves off the bench. Okay, you got to keep in mind, we've had guys hurt and stuff like that. Luka and Reeves were in the starting unit, and then you had Jordan Goodwin and Dorian Finney-Smith with Jackson Hayes. So you had two of your best perimeter, two of your best hustle, dirty play guys out on the perimeter. So they were doing all the dirty work. They're doing all the hustle plays, and then you had Luka and Reeves handle the offense. Well, now LeBron's back. So now you don't have that hustle play, dirty work, do everything, a scrapper type guy, right? Now you have Reeves, Luka, and then now LeBron, who, yes, he can play defense. Yes, he can score the basketball. Yes, he can do a little bit of everything out there, but he's not a dirty work guy, right? Especially at age 40 or 22, right? So you basically replaced a scrapper that you needed alongside your scorers for, a guy that, yes, is great and can do everything, but you already have two of those guys on the court, right? So that's why I think you're probably going to have to, at some point, move Reeves to the bench and then insert another scrapper, Jordan Goodwin. So if it was me, and I said this months ago now, right after the Luka trade, I said, that I think Luka, Jordan Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes should be our starting five. Between Luka and LeBron, you're going to have your offense, especially in the first quarter, because Luka loves to take a majority of his shots in the first quarter, right? So you don't need all this offensive firepower in the first quarter. You need Luka to take his 15 shots in the first quarter, and then LeBron do his thing, and then now you can trickle in Reeves and everyone else. And you can always make adjustments if Luka doesn't have it or the offense is struggling, 4 minutes in. You can just take Goodwin out and put in Reeves, right? Like, that's what I think. That's just me. LeBron and Rui, maybe we rushed them in too soon. Rui, I think so. LeBron, I think is fine. It's just secret. That's the secret. Lakers suck. They don't suck, but Danny. AR got to go to the bench in the playoffs. I'll be damned if we got 3 defensive liabilities out there. Yes, I think so too, personally. Let's see. Tyler, y'all did not watch this game. LeBron and even Rui defensively did great. Teams headhunt Luka and Reeves in the half court. I mean, of course, because they're the first line of defense. So, of course, they're going to hunt them. LeBron's usually on the inside, on the interior. It's kind of hard to hunt somebody that's on the inside. Look, I didn't say LeBron was bad defensively, but I'm saying he's not somebody that you can rely on to absolutely clamp every possession, night in and night out. Like, it's a lot. I mean, he's 40 years old in year 22. 11 games left playing like this. Yes. Let's see. We need LeBron to turn up or get out. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about LeBron. I'm worried about just the rotations and the lineups and stuff. For the Bulls and now the Magic, some changes has to happen. JJ, I imagine he'll make some changes. JJ's done a good job of like fixing the lineups when need be. Problem is just like, who do you take out? Sorry, trying to find something. Me. Chicago gave the blueprint on beating the Lakers. I said the exact same thing. I said it in yesterday's stream, made a video about it. Chicago showed how you beat the Lakers. There's no way you think LeBron is the issue if you watch the Lakers last 3 months. I don't think LeBron's the issue at all. I know it's going to take LeBron some time to readjust, but 11 games left. I don't know how we handle this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried about LeBron. Like, I'm worried about, again, the rotation, the starting rotation. Right? LeBron will be fine. LeBron's going to do his thing. He's going to play out ball, right? I just think you need better balance, right? How did Dallas make it work with Luka and Kyrie? They had 3 excellent defensive players around them, right? How did the Lakers go on that run and on that stretch and look so great and things like that, right? You had Reeves and LeBron, 3 defensive guys. You had, Reeves and Luka, 3 defensive guys, right? Like, that's how it works. You got to have better balance. Pacers beat Minnesota today. That's good for us. How much did our bench score? That's a good question. Not a lot. The bench had 5, 9, 10, 11, 14 points. 14 points off the bench. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something. See all the back and forth. Braun wasn't one of the main problems tonight. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something. You guys are going at it. It's all right. I love it. What happened to our defensive identity? You don't have the defensive pieces, right? Like I said, look at the last, couple months, right? You've had nothing but the scrappers out there, right? You've had Jordan Goodwin starting a lot. You've had Dorian Finney-Smith starting a lot. You've had games where you haven't had LeBron, you haven't had Luka, you haven't had Reeves, right? And that's what I talked about, right? I said, people kept saying, like, we were doing good before. Yeah, but you didn't have all your guys, right? You didn't have Luka to start after the trade. He missed a couple games, right? And then Reeves ended up going out. So then it was like Luka and LeBron. And then LeBron ended up going out and Luka and Reeves came back. So then it was just like Luka and Reeves, right? So we haven't had all 3 guys for a large sample size, right? They only played in 5 games together or something like that? Like before everyone got back these last 2 games, something like that. I think they've played like 7 or 8 games together off the top of my head. Let's see. It's not Braun's fault. Luka was 9 of 23. Yeah, this game wasn't on LeBron. What else? Tyler, how the F you want to bench Reeves when Braun is clearly the one you should be you should be moved out on the team. Have you seen Braun run the offense the past games? Even before that, this team playing better with them. I mean, you're not benching LeBron for one, and two, LeBron like carried this team for like a good probably month or a couple, like what was it, 2-3 weeks? Dude, LeBron was carrying us before Luka started playing, right? When Anthony Davis went down and he missed whatever it was, a week or two or whatever it was. Like LeBron was, Lakers were winning, right? Like LeBron was a huge reason we went on that 8-game win streak, right? And handling business, but he was also the guy. He was the guy on ball. He was the guy running everything, right? He was giving you 38 and 8. And then on top of that, it's like, no, again, like you're not benching LeBron, right? However you feel about LeBron, whether you want him off the team or not, that's fine. Like I don't agree, but if you want LeBron off the team, right, you're still not benching LeBron while he's on the team. JJ needs to better adjust on the fly. Problem is, it's hard to adjust when your 3-4 best guys all can't defend. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to just not play them? You're not supposed to play 2 or 3 of them? Like, are you just not supposed to play Reeves 30 minutes? Like, that's why you gotta have better balance rather than just on the fly. Like I said, Luka loves to get going early on. Let Luka go on early on and have the defense. Let's see. The Chicago Bulls blueprint will still be alive during the playoffs. Yes, which is part of my concern. However, some of that stuff won't be as prevalent, right? Like the pushing of the pace and just getting out and transit. Like the game slows down a lot. Game tightens up more. Defensive schemes are different. You're playing teams 4 games, right? So again, I'm not like it's a concern, but it's not something where I'm like, oh, that's it. Lakers are cooked. Lakers are washed. After Thursday, they'll have played 10 games in 15 days, insane, which is insane. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I'm sure part of it is tired legs and stuff, but it was the end of the season. Everyone's tired. Let's see. Let's see. Lakers are not going to the NBA Final. Don't be surprised. Again, Luka and LeBron are very good. Very good. And yes, they will beat Memphis because LeBron will hate them. I think they'll beat Memphis. But why'd y'all stop playing Jamison? No, I mean, how many minutes is he supposed to play, and who's he really supposed to play over? Let's see. We chose a dumb time to play like this with playoffs like 10 games away. I know this is supposed to be the time you're supposed to start gearing up and ramping up for the playoffs. This is when you're supposed to start like gearing up. Lakers should have cut Mark Williams trade if we won chip. It's all worth it. I mean, yes, but also if he goes down, then everyone's going to say. I mean, there's always 2 sides to that coin. Look, I trust the Lakers enough in the front office, especially our health team, our health department. People need to understand. Lakers revamped their health department tremendously. Like literally, the head of our health and fitness now was the head of like Team USA basketball. And before that, Dr. Sims, before that, he was for like the Olympics track and field. And then we got a bunch of like the top doctors. Like Lakers, knock on wood, Lakers have been incredibly healthy this year for the most part. Like guys have had little knick-knack stuff. But most of the guys that have been hurt were last year, like Vando and Gabe Vincent, stuff like that, right? Like Anthony Davis didn't get hurt with us. He got hurt in Dallas. I mean, he got hurt, but he didn't rush back and miss, a month or whatever it was. He did that in Dallas. Right? Little knick-knack injuries. LeBron, Rui, those guys. Lakers have also done a good job of just being precautionary. Let's see. Let's see. We've seen that you can surround them with defenders to compensate. You don't need defense from Kyrie. Well, I mean, that's what I said. How did Dallas make it work? Because they had Kyrie and Luka, but they had 3 legit defensive pieces at all times on the basketball court. Let's see. Who we pitchforking? No one yet, look, but it is frustrating. I get it. Trying to find something to me, man. The debates in this chat are wild. Let's see. I thought the Lakers were championship material during the 8-game win streak. They still are championship material. You telling me you don't think the Lakers are a top 5 to 7 team in the league? Stop that. Like, come on. You have to at least be honest, even if you hate the Lakers. Look, losses happen. I just am highlighting the concerns that I have. I don't care what anyone says. Ship Rui out in the offseason. I still think you get traded. This team probably looks very different next season than it does right now. Most of these guys are probably going to be off this team. Even if the Lakers win the championship, I think this team looks very different next season. Lakers are going to be a play. I'm not worried about them being a play. Look, if I'm wrong, we'll talk about it, but I would be genuinely surprised if the Lakers are in the play. Let's see. LeBron wasn't a defensive liability for that month of February. Can we go back to Braun being a defensive player and Reeves having the ball more? Pissed me off that how much Reeves feels obligated to pass to LeBron. I mean, because it's easy to defer. I mean, Reeves still took 16 shots. He took 2 fewer shots than LeBron. Right? So Luka took 23, which you expect. He's going to take probably 20 to 23 a game. LeBron took 18, and Reeves took 16. I mean, like what? You flip that maybe, and Reeves takes 16, and Reeves takes 18, and LeBron takes 18 or 16. It's not like if Reeves took like 7 shots, I'd be like, yeah, like you got to get him the ball more, right? But I mean, again, he took 16 shots. Too much one-way players on this team. Guys good on offense, but no D. Guys play defense, but got no offense. Yeah, exactly. Which is it's been a problem. It's always been a problem. Tyler, how far do you think we go in the playoffs? I still think right matchups we're in the conference finals. Winning a championship, that I don't know. That just, I think, depends on how well we mesh. A couple factors come playoff time. But I think depending on where we land, like if we're the 4th or the 5th seed, I think we make the conference finals. If we're the 2nd or 3rd seed, that would be tough. But I think if the Lakers finish the 4th or 5th seed, I think the Lakers are in the conference finals. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Remember when we held the team to 102 points? Good times. Yes, I do remember that. Let's see. There's a lot of Dalton Connect only got 4 minutes of playing time. Yes, my guess is just because guys came back and JJ's trying to let them get in a rhythm. But y'all don't watch Reeves all game, only when he's shooting. But Reeves is killing us on defense. Remember, D'Lo and Reeves was killing us on defense. Nothing has changed with Reeves. Reeves was actually good defensively. He hasn't been these last 2 games. I even talked about it in the Bulls game that he was terrible defensively. He's pretty bad this game too. These last few games, Reeves has not been very good defensively at all. But Reeves, for like a month, was actually very good defensively. When the Lakers were really clicking on defense, he was actually a big part of that. But recently, he's not been great. He has not been great at all. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find something to me. Let's see. Lakers have a 3rd quarter problem. They have a closing quarters and a 3rd quarter problem. That's been an issue for years now. That hasn't been just this year. That's been last like 3 years. Let's see. Young teams don't know the game is supposed to slow down during the playoffs. They will attack Luka, LeBron, and Reed. It just naturally progresses. And how many young teams are in the playoffs, right? Most of the teams that you're going to play in the playoffs all want to operate in the half court, right? I mean, people said the same thing about the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies were like, what, number one? I think they were number one in pace that year. Or no, Sacramento was number one. I think they were number two in pace that year. And Lakers just ran through them. Why? Because again, it just naturally slows down. You're not getting the calls, right? Games slow, teams control. You get guys like LeBron and Luka who just understand how to control a playoff game. Let's see. What about Nick Claxton? I would love Nick Claxton. Lakers can pull off Nick Claxton trade in the offseason. I would be all for it. I've been watching games for the past few games now, so I'm not watching next game to see if I'm bad luck. I don't think you're bad luck, Joe. I just think that Lakers are just in a slump right now. They got to figure some stuff out. They really do. Can someone other than LeBron, Luka, and Reeves score? I mean, guys got to hit shots. Dorian Finney-Smith had 14, but I mean, guys got to hit shots. You're going to have the ball in their hands pretty much the entirety of the game, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, when you have three ball handlers that are going to have the ball in their best with the ball in their hands, it's going to take away from other guys having the ball in their hands. So now everyone else has to be off ball. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. I got to the end of the chat. So I'm going to get out of here. We'll get back for the next game. Get a couple videos for you guys in the morning. I want to, like I said, I want to break down the defensive issues without Anthony Davis. Probably to talk about Jackson Hayes, a few things. Got a couple things that I want to kind of break down. So look forward to those videos. Everyone that was here, I greatly appreciate. Oh, Coswin just chipped in with the $1 super chat real quick. You didn't say anything, buddy. Were you just supporting, or is there something you specifically wanted to say? I'll give it a minute and see. Maybe you just forgot to add the comment. If you were just supporting, then let me know and I'll skate on out of here. But if you had something to say, I'll answer that question real quick. Let's see. Oh, here. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for Coswin, I should plug this new channel. Trying to almost monetize on the channel. On this new channel. Let me give you the video so you guys can go watch the video. Copy link, boom, and then come over here, and then come into the comments, and then boom. As soon as I'm done finishing this live stream in 1 minute, I'm going to answer Coswin's comment, and then I'm going to skate on out of here. Click that link. Go subscribe to my new channel. It's like a personal channel. I'm just going to make videos talking about whatever I want to talk about. You guys can give me things that you want to hear my opinion on, just give you a peek behind the curtain in my life and stuff. Just a personal channel, just, fun conversations. I'm not going to post every day, probably like once a week. If it like really takes off, then I'll figure it out. But for right now, just in part. So go click that link, go subscribe to that channel and watch that video. I need as much watch time as possible. So go watch that video. Want to get that video or that channel monetized in the next week or so. But Coswin, the most annoying thing about our fan base is the pendulum swing. I'm right there with you. Sways way too much. Are we going to get it right, people? Yeah. Look, there's always going to be overreactions, and there's always going to be, stretches, good and bad. Lakers have been in a bad stretch. It wasn't that long ago. They were in an excellent stretch and won 8 games. There's going to be things that they have to figure out, right? Like earlier when I was talking about stuff, it's things that I have concerns with that I've talked about all season that need to be addressed, right? And things that are clearly holes and issues. Right, but that doesn't mean the Lakers aren't going to be able to mask those things. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to make adjustments. And that also doesn't mean that opposing teams are going to be able to capitalize on those disadvantages enough to make it matter, right? Playoffs is a very different game than the regular season, but they are things that are concerning, right? I made a lot of the same, statements last season. And I was like, we run into Denver again. I have concerns that this is going to happen. And then we ran into Denver and they ended up smacking us. So, but it is like a lot of it is just, overreactions and over talks. Like, when I'm talking about stuff, I'm trying to just highlight key points. But in general, right, we got to, let cooler heads prevail, right? Let the pendulum swing get too heavy, right? Stay in the even kill. But again, I appreciate you, Coswin. But yes, click that link for me. I put it in the chat. Click that link. Go subscribe to that channel. Go watch that video. Watch the full video, please. Like I said, I need the watch time. But everyone that gave me super chats, I really do appreciate it. Everyone that was here, I really do appreciate it. You people are beautiful, and I will see you all in